We're parents, teachers, and educators, and like you, we're passionate about restoring our culture for Christ. This is Veritas Vox, the voice of classical Christian education.
Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Veritas Vox, the voice of classical Christian education. Today, Laurie and I are going to talk to you a little bit about the courses that we have during the summer. As you think about offering courses in the summer, you want to talk first, Laurie, about the terms that we have. We have 3 terms, of course. You want to talk
Summer
about that?
A, Summer B, and Summer C, and I'm gonna let Marlin tell you the dates of those.
Well, yeah, the dates, we had to write them down so we could remember. But basically, right after the school year is over, we jump right in with Summer A.
After EOYG.
After the end of year gathering, it goes from June 2nd to July 11. And then Summer B starts up the following Monday, July 14 to August 22nd. And Summer C starts June 2nd, the same as Summer A, and ends at the end of Summer B. So Summer C runs over both A and B. Do you want to describe the difference for us?
Summer C, we tried for the first time last year. One of the things that we have to think about, people always ask, well, why don't you offer this or why don't you offer this during the summer? And the reason is because it's just too much for a student to do in a condensed time, like to really get mastery of the course.
Yeah, to be specific there, Summer A and Summer B meets for 3 hours a day.
And that's also, I'll say this, why we don't have grammar classes, because we find that most students in grammar school, it's just too long sitting in a class for 3 hours. So, but Summer C is an hour and a half.
Hour and a half a day. It's basically
both of the
half the
terms.
time per day
Yeah.
for both the terms. So it's each of the terms have the same amount of class time.
Right. And so it's just that because it's spread out over 2 things. So for instance, we teach Algebra 1 over Summer C, but the student has more time to work through the problems than when it's just condensed and you're having to do massive amounts of work. But
there is an Algebra 1 refresher.
That's different.
In Summer A, but it's different. How would you describe its difference?
Right. So an Algebra 1 refresher is for those students that have had algebra, but they just don't feel confident about what they've done. And so maybe they need some extra work in it. And that's what an Algebra 1 refresher is.
What are some other classes that you would see in Summer C?
A number of Omnibus.
The secondary Omnibus are in the AB terms.
AB terms. So we offer logic in the summer. There's just a number of things that we offer.
I think composition is now in Summer C because again, writing, having some time to think and write.
And so those are there. But we have found that a lot of students really love these courses. When we first started it, I did not think that would be the case. What's really amazing is there are students that just love the interaction that they have with their peers and with their teacher, and they want to take courses in the summer.
It's amazing how many have signed up. We already have more signed up for 2025 than we did for 2024.
Like biotech,
I think
it's already full.
in each of the
in
terms.
Summer A. I don't think in Summer B, but biotech in Summer A is full.
Before we talk a little bit about some of the reasons for taking summer classes, let's jump to something else for just a moment. Talk a little bit about what we're doing with what we call mini courses.
We've been doing this for a few years now. And, it's really interesting when I listen to our family consultants in particular, or people that are in our service department. One of the questions people always have is, how do I know if my child is going to do okay in an online class? Can you explain it to me? And to be honest, COVID gave a lot of people a bad taste of what online education was about, because people were quickly thrown into teaching online that were not prepared to teach online, nor, I need to say this, did they have the technology, because we use a special classroom technology. So it's not like Zoom. There is Zoom for Education, but it's not just like a, you know, a GoToMeeting or Google Meet or
It's
something.
got
built
educational
for-
tools. It's built for
Right.
education.
And
The
so
other thing is
people-
the teachers are trained
Right.
to teach online. There
It's
is a
a
very
huge
specific
difference.
training that we take our teachers through. That's a very important thing. But so you were
we
talking about,
decided to have these mini courses, and what they are fun courses that have an educational component to them that students can come in there. I think they cost like $10.
it's
so
a
they're not
very nominal
expensive.
cost.
And I think, what do they meet? 2 weeks? Is that what it
It's,
is? 2 or 3 weeks?
I don't know how, I
remember.
think it's 6 classroom
Classes, okay.
sessions. There are a few
And-
more students
Right.
per class to give more exposure to people. And they're offered initially to people who haven't taken
Never
an online
a
class
course, right?
first.
Because this is, and what it is it's really for, I call people, I've heard family consultants say, come test drive our courses, take these mini courses. And really, that is what it is.
Okay.
But they're fun. They're really fun. And students can come experience what it's like to get in a live classroom and see that. And everybody that's done it has said the kids, number one, the kids have loved it, but it's given them a real taste of what it would be like to take a live
There are
course.
lots of classes being offered under these mini
Lots
courses,
of mini courses.
and they are
You also get to meet our teachers,
A
which
broad-
everybody loves,
Yeah.
because there are the same teachers that teach in the school year teach these
Yeah.
mini courses.
Yeah.
So it's the same people.
abroad. Can you give some samples too? They're not the kind of courses typically that you would find offered during the regular school year. They might be focused on one of the great books, or there are some real fun things too.
Right.
And we're not really, the list as of the time that we're recording right now is not ready to be released. By the time this recording is released, they will probably be out there, so you'll get a chance to see them. But give a little bit of a sampling of some of the
I
courses.
don't know if we're offering this year. So this is things we have offered or have talked about offering. But for instance, young students in particular, parents are concerned. So, it would be like a math facts using Lego, for instance. So because people don't have our consumables, we needed to use something. Right. So Lego would be what we would use as when I said consumable, I meant manipulative, sorry. And so we would use Legos for the manipulatives. And so math doing that,
some programming
there's
courses
some programming courses
in a variety of computer languages, a couple different options there.
A really fun like gaming Latin class that we've offered in the past. So come get a taste of Latin, but it's all done with games and things because it's fun.
The selection of the courses is related to, but not to our emphasis in classical Christian education.
On my computer, because I'm actually going to look something up so I can tell you even better about these courses.
But they're not courses that are necessarily strictly academic. Some are, some aren't, but they're really related to the kinds of things that those that are interested in classical education find helpful.
Correct.
Do you have it? Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about, back to really the summer A, B, and C, talk to us about the reason that people take summer courses.
Sure. So there are a number of reasons why people take mini courses, but what I find to be maybe the 3 big ones are, we have a new student coming in and they're meeting with their academic advisor or their family consultant, and they realize that they're behind, right? And so because our curriculum's different, or it's just, maybe I wouldn't even say behind, they just haven't been exposed to something like Latin. And so what happens is they will take a summer course to get ready for the school year. I also find that new families take them. Our vice president of marketing, his son actually took one 2 years ago.
Last summer.
Last summer. He was new and coming into our school. And Art will tell you it was one of the best things that happened because it really let him get familiar with online education and a more academic education before the school year hit.
Yeah. Well, and unpacking that reason a little further, the idea of getting students adapted to the technology, a little bit of experience with the technology through a single summer course is very helpful in navigating things.
Right.
For students, it's not a big deal, but to make it second nature, so they're used to working it when they've got multiple courses and are needing to pay more attention to the content being taught rather than the tools that they're using. It really helps that way too.
The other thing I'd say is, as everybody knows, Veritas is academic. It's very doable by all students. I often have parents say, oh, my child's, they have to be a brainchild to do Veritas. That is absolutely unequivocally not true. Like any student can do this. We've been doing this a long time. But one of the things that happens is, particularly if you've got students that are in athletics or serious music on the side, like an orchestra or something, a lot of people will take a summer course in order to lighten the load for the year.
Yeah.
So if they can get 1 or 2 courses out of the way, it just makes it so the student's only taking 5 courses instead of 6 or 7 courses during the school year.
Yeah.
And it makes a huge difference just in the ability. And then, like I said before, I know students that beg to take summer courses because they get together with their friends and they all want to be there. And anyway, it's just kind of a fun thing.
Yeah. Another reason too, students might find themselves coming in and being a little behind. So they want to do some things to catch up. And the summer courses make that very helpful, very possible. Or to get ahead, students might want to say, okay, I want to get out in front of my requirements for graduation or the classes that I plan to take. And so they jump ahead by taking a summer course also.
When I can read you now some of these mini courses,
Oh, good.
because I think it'll be really enticing. Okay, don't know that these are the ones we're offering this year. I just went in my email and pulled some up. So
this is a list
in
that's tentative.
that we may have done or we will be teaching. Castle, Knights, and Kings, a mini course in chess strategies. Dante, Luther, and Bach, who are these men, a mini course in Omnibus. How Can I Draw Like That, a mini course in classical Christian art. How to Give a TED Talk, a mini course in rhetoric. Lasting Perspectives, a mini course in classical Christian art. Oh, here's one that is a hit. Legos, Ninjas, and Battleships, a mini course in grammar level math. New Player, a mini course in game theory. Passport to the World, a mini course in geography. Patterns and Order All Around Us, a mini course in math. Oh, Red Herrings, a mini course in, guess what that is? Logic. Roots, Rhymes, and Rhythms, a mini course in grammar level Latin. Structures with a Purpose, a mini course in human anatomy. I could go on, but suffice it to say, these are fun and the kids love them.
Yeah. So most of you who are listening to this are people who are already taking courses.
Right.
And I have bad news and good news. The bad news is you can't sign up for them until there's some time.
The mini courses.
So the mini courses.
You
can't sign up for them until there's some opportunity for new people to sign up.
Right.
We'd like to encourage you to share that list when it comes out with your friends who've not experienced Veritas as a way of drawing them in with you. And then there'll be plenty of time for you to sign up for courses after they've had a chance to get to them first.
Right. I would say this too. I was talking to a mom the other day and she said that her daughter actually was getting 2 other friends together to take a summer course together because they weren't able to always take classes during the school year, but they could do it in the summer. And so that's a really fun thing to do. Our summer courses are fun. I've had people say, are they easier? They're not easier, but they do have a different feeling to them. Yeah. We know it's summer, and we want kids to not go, oh, gee, I have to do this course. So for instance, the Omnibus courses, when you've got 3 hours together, I mean, they get into some pretty heated, heavy discussions that the kids love.
I don't think I've ever heard a single student
complain,
say, I wish I hadn't taken a summer course. I feel like I lost my summer or something like that. They absolutely love them.
Oh, and I want to say this too. If you're traveling, and you're taking a summer course, because we all know everybody has vacation, realize this is a commonly asked question. Like any other course we offer, they're recorded.
Yep.
And so all you have to do is fill out the form to let the teacher know that you're not going to be there, and then you make up the work. So we get it. People travel, people take time off. You don't want to mishap the course. That would not be a good idea. Your student would probably have a problem. But if you miss some classes here and there, it's not going to be an issue. Our teachers are used to working with it.
Yeah, yeah. So in kind of wrap up here, Summer A, June 2nd to July 11, Summer B, July 14 to August 22, and Summer C covers both of them, June 2nd to August 22. The mini courses do overlap with some of that. I don't actually know the exact dates on those. I think they run through June and July, but I'm actually not certain of that. But there'll be information coming out on those shortly. The summer classes are already being offered. They're already filling up.
In fact,
Don't want to wait.
yeah, if you'll give me a minute here, I'm going to just let you know. So I'm in Summer A. Sorry, if I have my computer open, I could do this. We have an algebra refresher, creative writing, and I've heard that's just so much fun. Grammar refresher, back to the basics. So if your student has not had Shirley Grammar and IEW and has not had a lot of grammar, it's a great way to get caught up.
Get them ready for composition.
Sorry guys, this one's full in Summer A, Introduction to Biotechnology. Maybe I can get Dr. Bob to add another one. Latin Transition 1, Literature Transition, Logic 1 Canon Press, Logic 1 Veritas, Novels of Jane Austen. And then all this omnibus secondaries are offered. And then if we go to Summer B, we are going to, of course, I have to unclick.
You know, they can see these online.
I do. I know they can see them online, but I'm just telling them to entice them. Associate Logic. Oh, I'm real excited about this one. Biblical Archaeology. And I have something to tell you. I know who teaches it. This is going to be fun. Business Math, Computer Programming, Python, Film and Worldview. I believe
very popular in the summer.
I'm going to just check this real quick to make sure it is. It's Dr. Michael Collender. Guys, he makes this so fun in the summer. I can't tell you. You want to take it. Grammar and Writing Transition. Oh, biotechnology is open here. Latin
in Summer B.
In Summer B. Latin Transition 1, Latin Transition 2, Literary Analysis through Short Stories, and that is, and then we have the omnibus ones there also.
Do you want to read Summer C while you're at it?
I can read Summer C. Hold on, we're having computer problems here. All right, let's see. I'm going to go back here. And Summer C, Algebra 1, Business Math, Composition 1, Composition 2. And I can tell you all, getting those done during the summer and getting those, before you get into, because comp is so critical for so many other courses you take. General Science, Geometry, Latin 1, Physical Science. So.
Quite a list.
Oh, and I forgot. We will also have our new self-paced rhetoric course, which that is really exciting. Yeah. That we're going to be offering. Once again, Michael Collender, Dr. Collender has done a self-paced rhetoric course, and that's going to be new this year. It'll obviously be offered during the school year also.
Yeah.
So,
hopefully it'll be ready for the summer.
Yep, I think it's open.
So that's a little bit about the summer courses. If you haven't considered them before, take a look, because they have been used very effectively by a growing number of people, and you might find that they're helpful for you as well.
And if Dr. Bob was here, I can tell you he'd be pushing them, because he's our biggest proponent of summer courses. So should have been him here instead of me today.
But thank you, folks, for joining us for another episode of Veritas Vox, the voice of classical Christian education. We hope to see you next time.